there I was on the streets of Manhattan, on the Lower East Side, not knowing where to go. Toastmaster Kingsley, fellow Toastmasters, welcome guest. But in the foreground was the UPS man. He's turning up all over. I had just finished a Tony Robbins seminar. Before that seminar, I would be dragging through the streets, kind of my head down, ensconced in the fear of not wanting to knock on that door and find out who might even be behind the door. I was one of those people that I'd go up and say, "You don't really want to buy anything, do you?" And I'd be like, "Great," go about my merry way. That worked for me. But unfortunately, I had my own apartment and other expenses, so that wasn't going to work too long. So after I actually walked across a foot of hot coals, saying cool moss, and not getting burned, I know I could do anything. But one of the things Tony taught me was neurolinguistic programming, NLP, and I'll explain what happened. So I see this UPS man because I also was taught to think outside of the box. And I sold shipping supplies. Now, in the 80s, women were first getting into sales, and the best thing that we were taught was go to places where no woman had ever gone before. And so it was perfect. I did very well just on being a woman in the middle of the Lower East Side or Red Hook, Brooklyn, because no one would really ever go there. But of course I started, wanting to get a little bit more expansive. So I see this UPS man, and I said, "Mr. UPS man," I said, "there must be, someone told me there's a lot of manufacturing companies here. All I see are small retail stores. Where are these people that I heard so much about?" And he told me right down the block there was a retail store that actually was a big factory. They had a whole brownstone building where they sold their wares, and he would pick up about 100 boxes each day. I said, "Great. I sell shipping supplies. 100 boxes will bring me a lot of money." So I go to the guy singing, "Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. I am like gonna make it big." Go in there with my neurolinguistic programming techniques and started talking, excited, and talking to the guy, persuading him, knowing that what I had was great and could not for the life of him get him to say anything. Finally I said, "Duh, I'm talking to the guy." Part of neurolinguistic programming is learning something called VAC, which is visual, auditory, or kinesthetic. I am an auditory person, which is probably why I love Toastmasters, because I could talk and talk and talk. However, Mr. Manager was a visual person. So as much as I would talk, I was talking him to death. And I could have talked another 10 minutes and he was being gracious to me, maybe because I was a woman in sales, but I wasn't getting anywhere. I had this tape gun, and people see it in the store, but the great thing about this tape gun is years ago they used to only have a 2-inch tape gun, and I had a 3-inch tape gun. And you know how important that extra inch is, right? Let me just show you the gun. So I took the gun out of my attaché case, and I said, "Mr. Storeman, this is going to save you time and money. Here it is, and give it to your shipping man." And that's what he did. And the shipping man actually found out that he could seal the box faster and without using as much tape, so he's going to save a lot of money using the tape gun and a lot of time. And time is money and more boxes to get to the UPS man. And because I knew that there were so many boxes that the UPS man picked up every day, I said, "You know what? Take the gun, use it," because I already talked to him for a half hour. I didn't want to overstay my welcome. "Use it, and I'll call you or come back the next day." By the time I got to my office, my sales manager told me that the gentleman bought a pallet of shipping tape to go with the 3-inch gun that I left behind. Now that was great. That was awesome, and it paid for my expensive Tony Robbins seminar. Then I progressed. I moved to Florida from New York and found out if I took a regular job, it would be 1/3 less Or actually, I would be earning 1/3 my salary that I earned in New York, so that wasn't going to work. So as much as I didn't know I was going to go back into the world of sales, I went back into the world of sales and sold computer classes. And I was the type of person, even though I look younger than I am, but I was the type of person that when computers came out, I was afraid if I hit the wrong button that the computer would explode. So that was the way I saw a computer, and here I am selling computer sales. So I took a communication course, and I found out an amazing experience in relating with people. Listen. How many people are phone salespeople here, or use the phone, whether even if it's calling up a doctor's office or something? A lot of times I find out when I'm on the phone, I could care less about you on the other end. All I really want to do is get to what I need to do, and how fast can you do it, and oh yes, you're a person, but that's just incidental, right? So after I took this communication course, I realized that I don't listen. And I didn't care about the person on the other end of the phone. I was like, wow, that was a big awakening. So the next day, I had just begun, I might have been in this sales rep for 2 weeks, and the next morning, Monday morning after the course, I get on the phone, and what we learned in the course was something called hello from nothing. And this, if you could learn one thing, hello from nothing. And what that means is when I say hello, I'm not saying, hello, could you really find the person I really want to speak and I don't care about you? I say hello and pause. Even in Toastmasters, we say that pause is the most beautiful part to our speeches. Hello. And that hello from nothing made people at 8 o'clock in the morning run and find the manager of the department of the IT because I got connected with them. Hello from nothing. And then, when I get on the phone with the IT manager, I was very grateful, and they would be like getting their coffee, but I would always ask them, do you have time to speak with me now? How many times do people not even want to ask that question, and they're going to be talking, and they're going to be talking when the person's burning themselves with the coffee, or they're in the middle of an intense conversation. But if you ask them out of respect, they'll be like, yes, I do have the time, or, you know what, this isn't a good time, but I would love to speak with you. Can you call me back in an hour? Can you call me back tomorrow? And then you have the relationship. The third thing I thought I got from that communication course was acknowledgement. At first I thought it was hokey, phony. What do you mean acknowledgement? But I'd even say to the IT man, I'd say, thank you so much for taking my call. That was really great of you. I appreciate it. How many people crave that and live for it? I mean, most people say they'd rather have an acknowledgement than an increase in their salary. And that is the truth. And that just, again, solidifies the relationship. Then after that, what you get to do is see, because you're in relationship with the person, what the person wants. If the product that you're selling isn't for them, then it's not for you. Not everything is going to be something that you can sell. But now you have a relationship, now you know the needs, and now, because you're in a relationship, they're going to tell you, oh, you know what? I have 10 people who need this computer training class. What can you do for me? Why am I, computer training classes pretty much are all the same, but now he's telling me, he's giving me all the goods. So many people, what the projects are that are coming up, and then I could sell them, or sell him, the parameters, and work the different deals. So fast forward a little bit. I feel so blessed in being in relationship with people, and not only just selling, but the art of selling is really not about selling, but it's about relationships. So I have come across this book called The Little Miracles, which is why I placed the title in The Little Miracles. And this will be more of another speech I do, but I'm going to have Madeline, if anyone wants, I have a piece of paper that I have 6 copies in a PDF form. So what I'm going to do is have everybody have that book if they want it, and get a little bit more into the meat of the Little Miracles and how we can be great salespeople, great relationship builders, and great Toastmasters.